Restoration is brought to you by
High Sense, everyday prices for everyday people.
Yes, extra long sanitary pad for extra comfort.
We got yes protection.
Tasty Tom new seasoning powder. Flavor and taste.
Welcome to Restoration. This is how I welcome you to this week's episode. Most of the time, we keep waiting on God to act. But you know one thing we do? We sit still and we do nothing. If you do not move, God will not move. If you're waiting for that breakthrough, this is the time for you to get up and start acting. It is only then that the blessings that he pours on your life can manifest. Because if you're looking for money, you can't stay home and not work and expect money to come. So this is the time for you to make a move. Stop the blame games and act now, because God is still moving and he's still blessing people. A big thank you to our sponsors, High Sense, everyday prizes for everyday people, Yas washing powder and Yas sanitary pad, Hooch corn and choco flakes. Big thank you to Teflon Sweets located in Ahojo Kumase. Tinaj Beauty, thank you very much. Hair Duties located in Osunia Photo Club for my hair. And a big thank you to ABX Lux Line for my outfit. ABS Lux Line is located on the Odoko Highway opposite Anointed House. So whatever the occasion, visit ABS Lux Line and they will surely make you something amazing. Big thank you to Stunners. Stunners, they're responsible for all the exclusive lashes and brow. When it comes to your lashes and your brow, make sure Stunners is your ultimate choice. They're located on the Boundary Road, East Legon, and they will serve you amazingly. Big thank you to the Sousa Catering Services for always ensuring my team and I are duly refreshed on this show. We'll be right back.
Ebano air conditioner ebopa ediba kopene diwa kotene High Sense air conditioner High Sense AC promo na bebio e 28 October ekosi 8 November High Sense AC ya sheda ya magana for ewo gold plated fins and a 100% copper pipes High Sense AC esobini ho ewo Ghana ha ejina ne na so abribia horsepower ebeka no enwa na ne feso de esobini babia Yawa size ahudo bebre enti hwehwem na yiwudie yawa standard any inverter models Wuta yama 5 years manufacturer defect warranty for High Sense showroom bia 28 October kose 8 November Friday 0302 550000 we no shishaya kakra wo ho High Sense everyday prices for everyday people.
Remember the days I just couldn't go to the gym because it was that time of the month? Yas extra long sanitary pad took the worry away. Easy.
Yes, comfort, I got. Yes, confidence, I got. Yes.
The new Yas extra long sanitary pad is the joy of every woman. It is extra absorbent and fits perfect. Don't allow anything to hold you back when it's that time.
Wow. Yes.
Feel confident, stay fresh.
Hi. Is it supposed to be that time of the month? Yes.
I got. Yes, confidence, I got.
Yes.
We got yes protection. I got.
Yas extra long sanitary pad for extra comfort.
We got yes protection.
Yes, baby.
Honey, men wash you why men to take away our back.
He's eating out again. Nancy, me trying tasting kuyi. Tasty Tom. Add the new seasoning powders about chicken, stew, jollof, shrimp, beef. The way it enhances the natural aroma.
Tasty Tom, dear. I trust them.
And there is no staining of fish, meat, or chicken. Why do you go just sharp? Me need also.
Tasty Tom seasoning powder. Ooh.
New aroma.
New taste from Tasty Tom new seasoning powder.
Maybe I'm not for anyway. Tasty Tom new seasoning powder. Flavor and taste. This advert is FDA approved.
There is something about God and timing. There are times we feel he's not working. But what we forget is he's a God of time and season. My guest today is a living testimony of someone who has lived the time and season of God. She has believed in God, she has trusted in God, and God has showed up for her in ways that marvel a lot of us. My guest for today is media personality Ayesha Zynab Passah. How long has it been? Like 11 years. It's been 11 years, Ayesha. To come on this show, it's been 11 years. But, how are you, my sister?
I'm enjoying grace.
I can tell it's all over you, from the crown of your head to your feet. God has been amazing.
I'm enjoying his grace.
How have you been?
I've been well. I've been good. I've been well, as you can see.
Let's start from your media journey. How did the media journey start for you?
I think that, growing up, we all say, the most commonest things that we always used to say is, I want to be a lawyer, a doctor, an engineer. It was like the ish at that time. But I had always, been fascinated about being seen and heard, for all the right reasons. And so, but I think that I really realized that I had that potential when I went to secondary school. And so I decided to.
And you went to the best school?
Oh, but of course.
Yeah, of course. It's the best school, like.
Osagipul's own school.
Yeah.
Yeah, make a camp for my mom.
Oh, you have to go. Yeah, sure.
I hope someone in school now.
They better. Ghana National College. Which other school? I'm going to go for
school. I will be automatically we nana. And he said it's nana. Yeah, so I think that's where I realized that I had the potential, so yeah, it was easy to just enroll on after school in JIG and then pursue it. I realized that I had the strength and the passion to communicate. So I did PR, and that's how it started. After I went to the uni, I decided that, well, I was here a couple of years, so I went to read English, and I did my master's in the art of communication, so I could understand better the journey I wanted to go on. And so basically, that has been my journey, and every phase of it has been a learning curve and a good one.
How difficult has it been for you on this journey?
It's been tough. But it's been worth it all the way because, then when I started, I realized that, Ghanaians are very used to the norm. We're very used to a certain way or a certain part. So once somebody comes out and wants to be different, then we have a problem with it. So I realized at a very young age that was going to be a challenge, but I had to be different, because I didn't like some of the things that I saw, especially on our airways. And so if you were going to be doing something, then you couldn't also be seen doing the same things. So you had to be different. And so, yes, I dared to be different. And I always say that. I say it, and I'm very proud of myself that I've done the first of many in this industry. I have.
Along the line, you got into pageantry.
That's right.
Yeah. And at that time, it was a big deal.
Yeah.
Because no one in our industry had tried because of all the drama that surrounds pageantry. And you had your fair share of the drama.
Oh, yes, I did.
How were you? How did you get into it, first of all? How did you manage all the chaos that came with it? And how did you leave it still standing strong?
That's a good one. Do people even remember me that I did all that?
Oh, they will.
Oh, Jesus. Anyway, I actually did beauty pageants myself. I was a part of the Miss Universe 2000. And so, yes, I did Miss Universe. And I think out of that, because it exposed me to a lot of things. And so, I was a part of the 10 delegates and also the final 5. I think that gave me a very big eye-opener, on how we can also change again the status quo. So that is where that journey also started. After the pageant, I realized that we put a lot of stress and expectations on the African woman. Because going outside China and the rest because of these same pageants, I realized that there was this criteria they had of everybody, including Africans. But I also came to realize that we're different and unique in our own way. So why do we always have to conform to what the white man, wants? And so that's beauty. Yes. In what they see as beauty, because in our eyes, beauty is different. The typical African woman is curvy.
You're endowed.
You know what I'm saying? And our faces come in different shapes. We're fair, dark, brown, chocolates, all of it. And that is what makes us Africans, So why don't we also change that, status quo and do us, So that is what birthed Miss Africa Queen. And yes, there were issues with Miss Africa Queen, but again, it was a dream, but it didn't just start. Before I started Miss Africa Queen, I did a lot of homework. Globally, if you want to own a franchise, you need to register it in Geneva. But in Africa, if you want to own something in the African continent, Zimbabwe is actually where you go and get the patent rights for it. So I did that. Because then I needed to own Miss Africa Queen. So yes, we did that before we started the pageant in Ghana. And we had to start in Ghana because I'm from Ghana and why not?
Charity begins at home.
Exactly. So we did the maiden one. It went quite well because for a maiden event at La Palm Royal Beach Hotel, oh my goodness, it was beautiful. And we had 22 African countries coming to Ghana for the maiden edition. It was a lot of work, but we achieved it, and it was beautiful.
And for once, it was a pageant that gave these young women some confidence.
Some confidence.
They came as they were.
Yes.
Endowed.
We're not looking at your height.
Yes, it was just beautiful.
So we said, come as you are. If you can express yourself, you have something to offer. Yes, come. And we made them feel that they are welcome and they are beautiful in their own way. So that's how we birthed Miss Africa Queen. We did the second one too here at the conference center. And the third one, we went to South Africa because the second time, my queen was from South Africa. And they also asked for the show.
To host it.
We went to the Gambia, Nigeria, and then we went to Swaziland. Swaziland, we couldn't host it. But the king, Maswati, invited me with my crew. We went there. He said, I've seen you. I like what you're doing. And I would want you to host it here in my country. And I remember when I went to the Gambia, and in the Gambia, I had not then, the president there was Yaya Jammeh. But I didn't know him, and it was around the time that our former president, Nana Akufo-Addo, was our foreign affairs minister in Kufuor's era. Exactly. And that you heard about the 14 people that had been killed in the Gambia. And so Ghana and the Gambia we didn't have a very cordial relationship at that time because they were investigating the deaths of these 14 people. So I remember my dad, who is my biggest cheerleader, who is my number one fan. I mean, like, if I'm doing anything and my dad says, Ma, don't do it, that is the only way I'll stop. But if he says go for it, I don't care about anybody else. Anybody else, I don't care. If I have the support of my dad especially, I'm going. And that's it. So he called, he was a bit worried. He said, he wished I would hold on to this trip because of the relationship between the two countries. And I said, Dad, I'm just an individual.
They make a business.
Who is going to do her business? What I say? So I don't see how this is political. So just pray for me and let me go. I trust that everything will go well. And it was one of the beautiful trips I ever had, because in doing Miss Africa Queen, I traveled to 23 African countries. It exposed me to a lot of, African countries. And so we were there on the third day. We had gone out for our media rounds. And when we got back to our hotel, there was 3 Escalades parked at the hotel. And I'm told by the manager, somebody is looking for you. And I'm like, hey,
who is this?
Who is this? They said chief protocol of the president is looking for you. It was a Wednesday. We were leaving to Ghana on Friday. So, and that time, Slock Air was one of our sponsors. So they took us there. And I said, hey, protocol there.
What do I have to do with the president?
And I'm like, okay, say and we have been doing media and we were all over the papers. I mean, front page, everywhere on TV. At that time, Gambia had only one TV station. So, you're quite not just so me, William Messi, then he was a mirror. We're whole team, we're like 16 crew people. And Messi A. And the second runner-up that year was from Gambia. Okay. And that was why we're in Gambia, because one of the things that we used to do for the three girls that come first, second, and third is we pay homage to their home countries. We go and say, well, this is your daughter. She came to represent you and she made you proud. This is ABCD, what they want to do. So help her to do it. So we just go so that it is easy for them to, find their way in their home country. So that's what we went to do for Amy. That was her name. And then Omar, the chief protocol, said, Mr. President, we were sent by the president. He says that he wants to host you. He's aware you guys are leaving on Friday. He wants me to let you know that you can't leave on Friday. Not because of anything, but the fact that he wants to host you from here on. You and your crew. So at that time, the hotel that we were in, it was like a 4-star. It was okay.
You were comfortable.
Like we were good, It had become like home already because when
you get comfortable when the people are nice to you.
The owner there was very welcoming to us and all that. And then the lady that had the franchise there, I mean, she made sure that we were good. So he said, His Excellency says to change your hotel. And there's them say, hey, Brian, I said, and then he said, and I said to him, oh wow, okay, we're Slock Air, so start time near back Gambia only on Fridays and Tuesdays. And he said, yeah, Mr. Friday now.
You said Tuesday.
Madam Catcher. And say no. He said, don't worry, we'll take care of everything. Hey, okay, can we still stay here? He said yes. And I'm saying hallelujah, because we had gotten comfortable. Exactly.
Even with your crew, more bags, near equipment.
And also, okay, then we can stay here. We're cars 2 years ago. And then I'll say, car. Oh, now then I bring
I said,
just say, your car, bodyguards,
and the driver.
I'm catching a mommy. Also, this is for the queen and the chaperone and this is for Mr. Hey, I don't know who you. I did, Papa, you sure say. I said, me show Diana. Just say it was surprising, and very humbling, honestly. And so, and I remember going to my room. And the first person I called was my father. And I said, Dad, you wouldn't believe what has happened today. I said, Madame. I said, man, I said, Dad, come on to him. A, B, C, D. I said, hey, yeah, Jama, me say, I Dad. I say, I saw meeting and say no. Say, I know my son BBA and say no. Yeah, nyama. Ya cry ya car.
Have I heard it?
Yeah, we don't got you. I say, hey, I'm say, I say, yeah. And then he reminded me, also said, I'm a catcher, so the prophets was not accepted in his own country. Oh, Seni Anyame, Eddie will come different places, because I had expressed my pain and worry on how things were not, I wasn't being supported here. And the way people were just frustrating me and, stressing me. I had so many challenges with people. I mean, I think people couldn't just understand that there's this girl that is so daring and bold enough to say, I want to do something different. Yeah. People used to go to my sponsors and give them a reason why they should not even sponsor me. And these sponsors, some of them had become friends.
Even family.
And they would call me and tell me, as if Sissika nobody sponsor me, and so in all of this, I saw the hand of God in my journey, but I didn't I didn't really understand it then as much as I probably will understand it now, because they were all testimonies that were unfolding in my life. So we stayed, the presidents changed our schedule. Obviously, the weekend was beautiful because there was a whole carnival for us. We had a visit to his hometown. There was a whole feast, trust me, my dear. And on Monday, we had to go to his, ours is Jubilee House. I had to go to his castle and meet him, and it was beautiful. It was humbling. I just say, if you're a neck, and I just say, I'm looks in the I'm catch them. And yes, I'm catch them, mammy. And you would any beer. Hey, and you would see the CB. Men I'm catch them. And I'm see, just say, a car, I'm a boy hanging. I just say, papa.
Or just say, or the same woman.
I'm catch them.
I feel now you have it.
Me Jemedi and I make queen Jenny and I shop from me not out. The year present, it was beautiful. And that time he has 2 wives, and the year back his friend is Zynab. So he was like,
oh, your namesake.
My namesake. So he told me, and I'll see the reason why he asked to meet me was because he found it very fascinating what he saw that I was doing, and how I decided to change that narrative and that status quo. Say, me pageants for African women. I mean, also no pageants, shepa, because he believes that pageants makes you see how intelligent a young woman is. Because spot on, ujana you busan a question, and then you are supposed to answer it. So if you're not smart, you are not able to, answer the question. And so that is what intrigues him. And I was shocked and see all the pageants, and I'm sure, wow, yeah. So that's when he urged me, Debbie, or say, sanity, mommy. So he was like, he's intrigued by that, and say no. Then he threw the offer if we could come and host the events there. And I'm saying, Papa, that yeah, just my background, my back. I'm your baby. I'm a free man. I'm a watch them.
Yes, why? Yeah, you catch your near the sea for
mommy.
Until I'm here.
Just say. Any they call film show the Gambia. It's a beautiful place to be. I mean, Gambia is a crooked where be, but I mean, the only thing they can boost off is granuts and tourism. Wow. But it was beautiful to just have that event there, because almost seasons are they have the Roots Festival and all that. After that, we built a very good relationship. I mean, twice we were invited to the Roots Festival, and I was a special guest of the president. But just a queer Lando Gambia, Mr. Opa. As a first lady in Aba.
Sir?
I'm catching. Just from the airport, the way they would
welcome.
I say announcement to send me back. And here is you. And as usual, yes, president no plan. Send you back a cancel. Chroma media for Yana, a church ruby. And see, hold in any one Ayesha. But yes, the same I met someone was, and may he so rest in peace in Zambia. Another, because the first one we did in Ghana, the second runner-up was from Zambia. And look how they took it live. Almost in live, after he invited us, their Independence Day, not just say, presents in the union, and sister Ayesha show, a bon chain. Just say,
what's your 3 points?
Make my catch the wall. I'm watching our Ghana, yeah. Yes, and I am my fans, so baby, but in all of this, there were lessons to be learned, and it is how you take it and you don't let it break you, but make you forge ahead and make you stronger. So basically, that was how I took it. So yes, you might not, welcome me or, as it were, support my journey, because oftentimes people see it as, oh, it's your journey. So when I saw you wadi, when I see you, when I see you, so a lot of people are dying with their dreams because you don't get people to even believe in you and give you a helping hand. It's a shame. Yes.
On that note, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll continue our conversation with Ayesha.
Ebano air conditioner ebopa ediba ko pene diwa kotene high sense air conditioner high sense AC AC promo na bebio. A 28 October, ekosi 8 November. High Sense AC, ya sheda ya magana for. Ewo gold-plated fins and a 100% copper pipes. High Sense AC, esubini ho ewa Ghana ha. Ejina ne naso abribia. Horsepower ebekano enwa. Na ne feso die, esubini bebia. Yawa size ahudo bebre. Enti shisham ne yudie. Yawa standard any inverter models. Wuta, yama 5 years manufacturer defect warranty. For High Sense showroom bia, 28 October, kose 8 November. Friday 0302 550000. We no shishaya kakra wo ho. High Sense, everyday prices for everyday people.
Remember the days I just couldn't go to the gym because it was that time of the month? Yas extra long sanitary pad took the worry away. Easy.
Yes, comfort, I got. Yes, confidence, I got. Yes.
The new Yas Extra Long Sanitary Pad is the joy of every woman. It is extra absorbent and fits perfect. Don't allow anything to hold you back when it's that time.
Wow. Yes, yes, yes.
Feel confident, stay fresh.
Hi. Is it supposed to be that time of the month? Yes.
I got. Yes, confidence, I got.
Yes.
We got yes protection. I got.
Yas Extra Long Sanitary Pad for extra comfort.
We got yes protection.
Hey, my best customers in here. Yes, baby.
Honey, men wash you why me to take away back.
He's eating out again. Nancy, me trying to taste in kuyi. Nya kra. Mama mau new fella.
Tasty Tom seasoning powder.
Tasty Tom. Add the new seasoning powders about chicken, stew, jollof, shrimp, beef. Udi aduane anede. A more natural aroma. She shaman kasa. The way it enhances the natural aroma. It no be small.
So what's the new season powder if it tasty Tom there? I trust them.
And there is no staining of fish, meat, or chicken. Delicious meals all the time.
Why do you go to just me need those.
Tasty Tom seasoning powder. Ooh.
New aroma.
New taste.
This is a new taste from Tasty Tom new seasoning powder.
Where's that the end?
Maybe I'm not for anyway.
Tasty Tom new seasoning powder. Flavor and taste up. This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome back from the break. We're still on our conversation with my sister, Ayesha.
Yay.
It's actually taken us 11 years to have this
Yeah, don't rub it
also,
in.
Biaka.
Don't rub it in.
No,
Come
also
on.
Biaka.
But remember, I was there from day one. I have been there.
You have been there. You would come to La Palme and stay and all that. Let's face it.
Okay, Mama.
You've been there. You've been supportive through the good, the bad, the ugly, the tears. You've been there.
And it's 11 years.
But 11 years.
Oh, wow.
But we interview, it's taken us 11 years. So that is what I want people to understand.
And as I said, when I then
So I'm wonderful. But me, as a last day, I'm who the
oh my goodness, really?
I'm so okay.
Is that?
Sense. Yeah. You who there last year?
Yeah,
okay.
There be. Oh, I read it. Yeah, who?
So after going out of Ghana,
yeah,
and being welcomed like that, received like that, did you feel, sir, why do I even have to waste my time to bring it back home? I'm in Frenchies and I'm in Judgment Dollars.
What's say? Yes, I had that feeling, and for a while I couldn't also be. I took that stand where, I mean, other countries were asking for it, so why not? So what was more important for me was to make sure that nobody diluted it. The concept of what the pageants really stood for. So that is what made me also travel extensively, because I always had to be there to make sure they were doing exactly how I want things, because they would do the countries had their own, way of picking their queen, before they sent the Queen to wherever is being hosted globally. Exactly. So we had to make sure that they were going just by the, our principles and rules. So yes, that took me around a lot. And wherever I had the interest, I was like, yeah, why not pursue it? So yeah, we ended up in Nigeria, and that was big as well. That was something else. I had 3 states fighting to host it. Delta states, because RMD is a very good friend of mine, and he had seen me grow. RMD has seen me grow because when we did Miss Universe, he was the MC for that year, and that is how he and I connected. The first time I went to Nigeria, it was because he invited me. So he just took a very nice interest in me because and I would say that year he said, he calls me Shash. He said, Shash, that was your crown. They stole it from you. And it's always saying you're my queen now. You know how. And so yes, but we stayed stayed close.
You have your way with people.
Yeah, we stayed close. He did his productions. So when he realized that I was very, at that time doing very well in the event space, RMD will not come to Ghana if it's not through me. Other companies, individuals would invite him for events here. He would say, talk to Ayesha. If Ayesha says I should come, I will. And no cry me be a problem because I heard people talking and saying that, why would he? Why? I didn't say Mufi Beba Ghana. I would say if I was so to the point where it was so funny. Chief Dele Mamudu, had to call me one day and ask me, Ayesha, did you jazz my brother? Did you jazz my brother? You remember Chief did this eatery in Osu?
Yeah, I remember that place.
So when he was opening it and all that, he invited some people, and of course RMD was one of those people, and RMD said to him, talk to Ayesha. So that's when he called me and asked me, why now? My own brother, I'm inviting him, and he says I should talk to Ayesha. Ayesha, what did you do? I said, maybe it's more of what I didn't do. So we have that relationship, and we still are very good friends, and so Nigeria at that time, he was the deputy governor for Delta State, and so it was quite easy to want to take it to Delta State. I had Lagos State also asking for it, and I'm saying, and then there was Port Harcourt. Port Harcourt, because, they have this whole tourism, thing that goes on there. So they wanted it for all the bragging rights. And I'm saying, well, but we ended up settling on Delta State.
I knew you would. you and loyalty is like 6 and 9. So there was no way.
We ended up, and then the following year, and it was a difficult decision because the guy that had my franchise then was in Lagos, and he had been doing a lot of work, in Lagos, to try and get there. I said, no, Dayo, bear with me. Let's do this in Delta State. It's the same country.
Yeah.
So, and we can do this next year in Lagos. I don't mind doing it twice in Nigeria, but because the governor was ready to support, it was much easier.
It would be no stress.
Do you understand? So we ended up moving to Delta State, and it was a success. I mean, envelopes need. It was church. Says between and common and then I came to realize that we had the expertise, we had the people here, but the only thing that restrains us is the support. We don't get it, because I would tell you, when I was in South Africa, I remember traveling to South Africa for the first time, not knowing anybody there. So I remember at that time, my partner then suggested I go with Black Coffee, because Black Coffee was doing Studio 53.
Studio 53 with Mnet.
Mnet. So and I was going to talk to Mnet because I wanted them to have, I wanted to give them my product, coverage, right? So I said I was going to South Africa. Again, it wasn't such an easy place to go. So he was a bit concerned, like security-wise and all that. So go with somebody. So yes, I was connected with Black Coffee, got her together. I said, we're going. And so we ended up in South Africa, had a meeting with the Mnet, and After our meeting, we're going to purchase a phone. And then I bumped into somebody who said, oh, because I was in GTP used to sponsor us as well. So anywhere that I traveled to, I was always seen in GTP. And so he said, oh, who is this beautiful woman? Like, and then I said, and Kadiane Yaba. The way
oh, how better to what have the big catcher said? We're rough.
You're steady. They're clear. Long story short, you wouldn't believe who I had bumped into. The CEO of Event South Africa. I said, my name is Advocate Bruce Chiota, and you are? We're stretching in, sir.
No, a day per seba.
I'm catcher. Oh, you're from Ghana. Oh, I just met my Ghanaian wife. And I'm saying, brother.
What my title that
me come to the work here.
What do you know, ma?
Some will be manso.
Now,
and I'm saying, girl, too hopeful. Now, brother, introduction, ye, Yamena, or the I'm a brother, you, or pursue, would you know, yesterday? I'm telling you. And just like that. The CEO of Event South Africa. Lady now make cautious.
Okay, now yesterday.
I'm clicking pontem. Lady now make cautious because that was the reason why we're going to get a phone, because she was supposed to have met me at a multi-choice. And there were two ladies. They were all fighting for the franchise for South Africa. And see, make a phone number from the business, mommy. When you knew you are kind of, what's it? Event South Africa is you na Ayesha and I'm board leading. I said, no. Me board the other one to say, we know much amase. And I'm say,
that's a tray.
I just say, I say, I think we should sit down and have coffee. Me say, you better have it.
You better no coffee to you.
You better have it.
I say, yeah, coffee now, you know that.
Okay, you better no coffee. You better no. And you what's not say? Yeah, what's not say? Sister, I mean, to me, you see you for money. Oh, you're so beautiful. I'm bread, daddy. Okay, cano. Many a brew.
Yeah, business.
Many a bread. Just I did. I am much time doing an Anna. Just say, much to now, the number of meetings and also there now we. Hey, a queer see a general way, media for literature pictures. And while I was, yeah, I'm sorry. Let me let you know that this is going to happen. Now, Mr. What? I said this. Now say this
what is this?
Also picture see you twakoi.
E becha sa.
Ochna hwen well hu pepesim e wo krom ha me say my den. I said this is my life. So he was an advocate for then the president Thabo Mbeki.
Oh.
Nti ono na I said once na edidi nachi. Baby ani ye twatwa no.
Crack.
And sister so bet na atwa coffee dia ene ye betwa obi. Hey. Nadia Samuni. And I'm saying, so be a name. Monkey Chase. Oh, be a name.
And a pose here.
And send me that's so I can't tell me. May I study? Nanny, what you chat? It's a church of a car and it's an amazing panicho. Do much you shall make sure as a picture and I have and I'm not picture. I say, oh, so you like it? Now, say, now, dear,
choice.
Send you to track. I did say, some make us say, I'm passes.
Madam,
you did them. Front and middle and back, Miss you. So just like that, again, I met somebody that's also changed the narrative for me because but I was that daring. I said, this is what I'm going for, and this is it. So meeting Advocate Chiota just made my meeting with Mnet easier because we had the first meeting. He asked me, how did it go? Who did I speak to? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, I was supposed to do 6 days in South Africa. I ended up doing 2 weeks in South Africa.
Until now, say we took 5 days. I pack for 1 month. Because anything can happen.
2 weeks, no. Me be free or no. Then me franchise owner. Like, Obia Obe all the franchise. Now, why you assign BBR? Mnets were on board. And many sponsors bear me as I was South Africa.
Only how?
Ansana, maybe saying, I was saying, I call me Ghana. Nampono, dear Sri, me corner me a coach and I call you. Na me sign my chiaba no. Na you show me to business. Oh, girlie.
Upgrade.
Kia. I'm going to know. And I'm saying, hey,
upgrade account.
Me, I'm going to know. And it was, you know, they were all humbling, you know, because this is just a young woman that was just a dreamer and didn't just, you know, stay dreaming, but decided to take a bold step, no matter what. And just dare to be different. And unknowingly, God just were assigning my unforeseen helpers on my way on this journey, and I didn't even have a clue. I don't even think I asked for it, but somehow
it happened.
He made them come, and it was just so beautiful to, you know, share it. So when I come back home and I'm making a move and I'm having those challenges, I tell myself, well, you have to do it somewhere else, not here. Because the negativity, the backlash,
the lies,
it was just too much. I remember I was in Kenya, in one of my trips, when my younger sister called me and said, oh, it's now I enjoy Kenya. It's now, I hire fine. What's all about front page? What's all pageants now? You know, you're fake. We speak fancy, you know that. Now I say, when I know some pageants you're fake. You remember in my early submission, I said to you how I acquired. I mean, apart from registering here in Ghana, how I got the patent rights and everything, and where. So you know, and you bet you. But to listen to somebody who is just coming from nowhere, because the guy was bitter that what he wanted me to, the role he wanted to play in the second year of the pageants, I didn't give him that role. And so he's going around spilling
smear campaign
nonsense about me and that girls now me no show no cry no omu na tigana ha and me dey omu be say we free her. And I said, okay, fine, even if I am pa are they Ghanaians na me so free Togo and now Ghana ni na me so free Nigeria and also Ghana ni na me so free Kenya. At least they are those nationals. Even if say me boa omu yet sa nationals no and as Ghana for na me ameka so omu beka French ne e dey ni so. But it was so amazing the way, you know, the media just took it out and they were happy to hear his side and just publish it without
consulting you,
hearing anything from me. And it was so sad. It was so sad that, oh wow, Miami crew. Why? Front page. And your graphic showbiz. That's you know, that week in India. Paper na yesi anshoto. Mami, anshoto. Anshoto kra. And I'm still, wow. Jane back my home, may I so rest in peace. I remember her success. That time she wasn't there. She wasn't there, but she wasn't in charge of that particular one. I don't want to mention the name of the lady that did that, but because eventually she came to apologize to me that, and I'm saying, no, but journalism, no. School. You hear, you know, and there are ethics of this practice. And you know, yes, you want to sell because yes, at that time maybe
did you investigate? Did you call the other
this
person?
Lady was hot, so you could sell her. I get it, but at least you should have given me the chance to also hear from me. So I came back home and I had to be going from one radio station to the other to try and, you know, defend the independent. Just it was stressful.
No, I been boy.
Just mommy. But you know, because of what I know I was going through and how I had done everything.
Your stuff.
It was so painful. It was so painful that I remember I couldn't just stand all that was happening. Make hyper say, Coxtamaklo called me on his show that time on Joy FM. So, who feel some men's friend me city or mame miss me frau, but men frau sabekun. I just want you to come and tell your side of the story, you know. And it was refreshing and very nice to have some very good people that also understood where I was going with my journey, and they would just listen and give me that platform. And it was beautiful. Peaceful. It's just so many places. Yeah. So many places. Baby, I remember the joy one. In the middle of the program, I drove from my house. Stenses. Studio. Yeah,
and then where hit you?
No my charge say, you know. Yes, oh me Gino Jumankasa. I was like, why? Why do you do this? Just it's so easy to just, you know, dance the hard work of somebody just like that. But we're all in this industry. Why do you do that? And yeah, you know, because and support you. You know, so all of that put a toll on me because, you know, you're working with sponsors and sometimes, and you'll be an opportunity to also come and explain yourself and all that because they would turn to go with what was being, you know, the narrative that was out there and all that. But there were also some very good people. Mr. Moabing, I can never talk about myself without talking about Prince Kofi Moabing. My admirer, that's how he calls me, that's how I call him. These were, you know, people that didn't have any reason to even throw their support at me, but they were there and they understood the drive and they were like, yes, you need that support, you need that push. So yes, there were some people that were there for me. And for all that was worth, I think that I make them proud when they see me today. And so I give God all the glory. Yeah.
At what point did you decide enough is enough? Let me just let this thing sleep.
What do I say? Yeah, I mean, when I realized that, you know, the support wasn't forthcoming and I understand the art of what I was doing. And it wasn't just that I slept and I woke up one day and I wanted to do this. So I knew what I wanted to do, you know, and I knew how I wanted to do it. So, and I could only do that with a lot of financial support. And so if it wasn't going to come and it was just going to stress me and drain me, then what is the point? And so no, at some point I knew that in as much as the passion was strong, it was there, I could trust me and it wouldn't let me sleep because if you're a passion-oriented person and you want to do something, you know that in the middle of the night you wake up and you're thinking, you're writing because you want to do something. But you know, and also when they're way and I say, oh, in your face, people are laughing with you, but you know deep down that because oh yes, Mame. So I realized that the hypocrisy was too much and it was just draining me, and I wasn't ready to fight people who couldn't understand where I was going into. No, then you know, and then because there were a lot of things that I mean also I can do and I do, so then let me rather focus my energy there. So yeah, because I was already running an events consortium. I was one of the first people that set up an events consortium in Ghana. At the time I did XYZ agency, the only person that was doing events in Ghana was Memuna. She was known, even her, she was doing events in the ministries. She was more in the corporate world. So I came and said, oh, so I had my own. It's not like you're just speaking, because I was so frustrated and tired of going to events. Now to when I'm sure say I say share and all those things. So some of us started went out of the way to say, let's do something that would give people a very beautiful event, you know. So we started that, and that is how we birthed XYZ agency, and out of that came Miss Africa Queen and the rest.